Hello everyone, this is Freedomator. Welcome to the Nashville Superspeedway for qualifying for season number 2, race number 6 of the Cabela's Cup Series, the Music City 500. First guy to come off pit road there, Titan Nicholas, second place points man coming in for that Petty Enterprises. He's got the Lucky Charms on that car this week. He's going to be the first one out to run laps around this 1 1/3 mile D-shaped oval here in Music City. Welcome up into the booth. This is Freedomator, and I'm here with Ethan Farley. Farley, welcome up into the booth.
It's always great to be here in Nashville. But of course, Nashville's always prettier whenever it's dark and the lights are on, mainly with the neon. Maybe the tourist attractions and whatnot, but I always enjoyed Music City, mainly because that's where a lot of country music grew up, and I usually like country music growing up in West Virginia. So far, I hope Titan Nicholas, with the Lucky Charms, is lucky enough to get the pole position.
Roman Fenway the first to run a lap. Give it to Titan Nicholas on top. Never mind Nottingham Scott. 30.473. Put Titan Nicholas back to third as Kennedy moves up there. Nick Kennedy in the second position. 30.502. As everyone coming around is going to cross the line, you're going to see the whole top 10 fill in there. Roman Fenway currently at the bottom there, as we see Sam Oskin moving up into the third position. Oh, Rodney Crouch on the pole with, never mind, Roman Fenway in the 0-7 on the pole. Yep, Nottingham Scott again. Well, this is a chaotic first couple minutes of qualifying, just with the times alone, as Nick Kennedy on the pole with a 30.120. They're getting faster, and that is very much sooner than I thought it was going to be. That would see, how about a lap in the high 29s. Jason Dady, nope, Niall O'Hare now on top. Jason Dady, Niall O'Hare, the first two to run 29s, joined by Trey Smith and Roman Fenway. Trey Smith on top. Now William Brock moves up there, as well as the 44 of Nikolai Sykes. Brock on the pole right now with a 29.763, just over 17 minutes remaining.
I'm sort of shocked at how many times people are going to change pole positions right now, but looks like JGR has sort of just took it up a notch and now is in the pole position. When was the last time William Brock took the pole?
I'm not sure he has. I don't think he's ever actually been on the pole before in this series. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. Seeing where he is on the track right now. There he is. A bunch here with Dale Lightning, the 44 of Nikolai Sykes, and the 4 of Mark Sy. Currently on the low line there. That's the line you don't want to be on. He's going to go very low, try to make it 3 wide. He goes way down on the apron, almost clips the grass. As Creed Daniel moves into the second position in not points, but qualifying with a 29.846. Trying to find out where he is on the track. He's going so fast I can't keep up with where he is. Let's see where he's at here. There he is in that Navy car right there on the front stretch. Came by, he did not better his lap there, but still solidly there in the second position by 8 1/1000ths of a second as it stands right now. Actually 12 1/1000ths of a second over Trey Smith in the 91.
I think the 39 of Creed Daniel is being a little jokester today with the Navy scheme. Reason? I think from what I heard from his crew chief whenever he was driving with Creed Daniel, the entire time, he never knew that the Navy was there, but he knew that they were a sponsor. He wanted to drive it here, but they listened to the entire way, all the way to Tennessee, is Whiskey River. Little joke over there.
Sorry, I didn't get the reference. Trey Smith there in the third position, the 91. with a 29.854. We have, oh my gosh, we have 3 Dodges in the top 5 right now. The tail end of them, but still up there in 4th place. Casey Holland in the 42. Now slips to 5th as the 16 of Kanan Biller, your Daytona 500 winner and points leader coming into this race. Takes over the 4th position here at Nashville.
She's definitely shown some strength as of right now. I'm very surprised with the way that she's driving the wheels off that thing.
Looking at the standings for manufacturers right now, we've got Chevy, Dodge, Ford, Dodge, Chevy. Oh, it just changed on me. Let me start over. This Mitchell Collins almost overtook William Brock there at 29.783. So it goes Chevy, Dodge, Ford, Dodge, Chevy. So those are your manufacturers right now in the top 10. The person at the tail end of qualifying right now is Nathan Stapleton in the 41. Looking for him on the racetrack. Trying to... Where is Stapleton? There he is, right there on the back straightaway, ahead of Ben Young in the 6th. Young sitting in the 12th position right now, so a healthy qualifying run. He's actually tied for 11th with the 44 of Nikolai Sykes. Another tie right there for 8th place, Sam Adolskin and Jason Dady with a 29.906. But nothing has changed on the top right now. It is still William Brock on the pole ahead of Mitchell Collins. They are the only 2 in the 29.7s so far in this one. We'll have to see when they get adjustments, see if anyone else is able to join them.
So far, from the looks of things, the closest that we have gotten is the Penske Blue Deuce. But so far, nobody's really touched the 20 Home Depot Chevy. Again, Mitchell Collins is not really much to talk about as of right now, but he's actually shown that sometimes you don't really need much to talk about and just do the business, do it right, and you'll possibly find yourself nearing pole position, or better yet, outside pole.
And he is coming in this season as the Rookie of the Year. Last season, remember, we had the mid-season expansion from 35 up to 42. And he was the highest of those expansion drivers. Finished 34th in the standings, but not that he wasn't running well. He only started with 150 points. And at that point of the season, the leaders up top had like 425 something points like that. So he basically had no chance to go up there and battle for the title, but made the most of it, went and got that Rookie of the Year and was rewarded with a better ride right here. Moved from MB2 to the greener pastures of Penske South Racing and piloting that number 2 as he's going to come down to the pit road here with the 11 minutes remaining mark. Remember, at the end of the 11 minutes, we're going to have a couple of resets on that timer, up to 29 seconds today. We're going to see if that will affect the standings at all. Right now, it doesn't look like it's going to affect the pole, obviously, later in the run right here before pit cycles here. Brock going to sit on top of the pole. He is 2 100s ahead of Mitchell Collins. They still are the only 2 to crack the 29.7s.
Again, I think 200 thousandths of a second or 2 thousandths of a second or so. It's a lot to deal with, but I think that's all William Brock needs just to keep in the first place pole to get into the race. But again, I've always learned that it's not where you qualify, it's whenever the green flag drops on the actual race is whenever your nerves start to spike up, your adrenaline starts to pump, and you start thinking, can I do this? Can I do it right? And can I get it right? But if you start having doubts, that's when you'll start making mistakes and you'll start seeing yourself go to the rear more.
Looking at manufacturers again up at the top, it's Chevy, Dodge, 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 Ford, Dodge, Chevy, 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 Chevy. So 5 Chevys in the top 10. That is not what you would have expected in the first 5 races. So whatever they've changed here, whatever they're coming into Nashville with here, as we see, my goodness, Keegan Thompson having a close call there, pitting from the middle lane. Not like he had much of a choice there. He was on the outside, stuck on the outside of Chase Buck, and he had, I think it was Gatlin Downey there on the high side of him. So he didn't really have much place to go. As we see more cars going to come down to the pit road. That's Owen Miles in the 48, Rodney Crouch in the 40. Nobody else looks like they're going to come down right now. There's William Brock. He is side by side with Nikolai Sykes in the 44, as Dale Lightning, the DLP IndyCar Series champion, is going to come down to the pit road. 8 minutes 40 seconds remaining. Still plenty of time for that top position in qualifying to change. I don't know if it will, though.
I don't think so either, but I do believe that I can say a little something after driving the DLP IndyCars. It's sort of surprising how, like, with all the consistency Dale had with the DLP IndyCars, he's been the most inconsistent sort of driver in Cabela's Cup Series as of right now. He's sort of been either up front, in the back, crashed out, or just sort of not having any good finishing position to stay on at any point of time as of right now, which is surprising since he should know a little more. Yeah, it's 5 races in, but so far it's very confusing to see how he's gone from the top all the way back down to the bottom. Is sort of just struggling.
He's not exactly at the bottom. He was 17th in the standings going into the race at Pikes Peak last week. He actually gained 8 positions in the points with a fantastic run. Got himself a nice top 5 finish. And currently sits 9th in the standings. Only 38 points behind Kanan Biller. His average finish is 17.4. He has no wins, but 2 top 5s and 2 top 10s. He's been pretty mid-pack in qualifying, though, so that might be a little bit of what's hurting him. 23.2 is his average qualifying position. So, not the best of qualifying averages right there, but still plenty of time left in the season. We're only at race 6 of 30 here. So plenty of time for that RCR team to get the kinks figured out. 6 minutes and 36 seconds remain here in the first clock cycle of qualifying. Remember, the 2 resets at 30 seconds. I don't know if that's going to affect anything, though, once again.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Again, I'm sort of like a broken record. I'm repeating myself constantly. It's not going to change the fact that William Brock basically just has it in the bag without any problems. So far, I think due to the cooler climates, Nashville is a little cooler and a little less hot as it is of right now. The cool mountain air just sort of coming in and you're breathing it in, and it sort of relaxes your body and you just sort of enjoy the ride a little bit more than being so tensed up, hot, and just sweaty and just gross all over. Being a lot more tense in that car as it jerks around like in Las Vegas or any of the more, say, traditional Midwestern or some of the sorts.
Evan Hunter is going to come off the pit road here in that number 11. He currently sits in the 21st position in qualifying, a 29.978. Not a bad lap for that Joe Gibbs entry, but a far cry from his teammate, William Brock, who is up on the top of qualifying right now. And his other teammate, Brady Ugest, see where he's at right now. I didn't see him in his first cycle. There he is, 27th with a 30.022. So credit to Evan Hunter for actually cracking the 29s, as his teammate Brady Ugest, his car is just not letting him do that right now.
I think there's a little bit of performance, but again, JGR has the performance, but the skill is sort of just lacking within it. But so far, it's good that JGR has a pole position, but let's see if Coach Gibbs can try and get his win.
Ugest, of course, coming off the win at Las Vegas a few races ago, around one of the West Coast swing. He did not have the best of luck at Auto Club, whether that was inflicted by me or not. Personally, I don't know that I believe in jinxes, but I just feel like it's coincidental sometimes. But we were talking good about him, and he ended up getting spun by a hard-charging Trey Smith, who went on the inside of, I don't remember who was between them, but he turned himself up into poor Brady Ugest, who got spun around, hit in the back of the outside wall, pretty much ruined his day and any chance that I thought he had of sweeping the West Coast swing.
Yeah, it's sad to hear whenever it's something like that, but he's sort of just been there and he's sort of trying to do that. But as of right now, it's just poor qualifying. But maybe if he gets a little luckier, maybe he should eat some Lucky Charms with Titan Nicholas. But so far, if he can get enough work out of his car than needed, he could probably crack the top 5. Never really know with cars like this. They're sort of unstable at points, but so far controllable with the rules package.
And obviously, the racing here is going to be much different than what we were, than what I was honestly anticipating it's going to be. It looks like the outside line is going to be the preferred one here around Nashville Superspeedway, as, my goodness, on the edge of 4 wide as Dale Lightning drove it in deep there. Everyone backs out of it to try to figure out where to go. That may have been because Ben Grorich here, the 78, wanted to come down the pit road here. He's going to pit right here at the end to try to get an adjustment to get a better lap time. Currently sitting 32nd on the grid right now, and nobody has been able to touch the top 10 now as we get later into this. Oh, one car blowing up right in the middle of that. Smoke billowing out of the back end of Sebastian Kugelon in the 1. And his sophomore season slump continues. He has had a miserable season number 2. He had a great season number 1, was not quite close enough to make it there at the end to be in contention for the championship. I mean, he's not had the worst season ever. He's sitting 11th in the standings, but had a catastrophic run. Got caught up in that first incident at Pikes Peak. Knocked him from 6th to 11th in the standings. He is currently 41 back of Kanan Biller. 0 wins, 0 top 5s, and 2 top 10s. And yeah, he's just going to go behind the wall right now. So 55 seconds remaining in this qualifying session before the 2 cycles. So really, now it's a minute and 45 actually that are left. Are things just heating up, or is it just about over? What do you think?
I think it's just about over with the 1 and 2 positions. Top 10 sort of is just stable there. Everybody is scrambling, trying to get faster positions. What will work? Can the draft work? I don't think so. But so far, I think it's just about over at this point. Again, it's sort of just, can the car handle it, or can the car no longer, and it just goes up in smoke like you saw with Sebastian Kukulon. Sucks for the DEI entry, but let's see if anything the qualifying position can do well for him.
Maybe that's why Teresa is suing everyone left and right. She needs more money for better engines. This is Sam Adolskin there in the 29. He is currently sitting 8th on the grid. That Hershey's car. First time we've seen Hershey's on the number 29 this season. That is a slick scheme, if you ask me. As the first cycle comes to an end, we're in the second one of 3. 22 seconds remaining in this one, then we have another 30-second reset.
I'm more of a Hershey's with almonds guy myself, but if anything, yeah, not a lot of people have seen Hershey's on a NASCAR before, but so far in the Cabela's Cup Series, looks like anything can happen with enough delicious chocolatey candy.
And that was actually the last reset right there. So, on top of your qualifying standings, we have William Brock, followed by Mitchell Collins, Creed Daniel, Trey Smith, Kanan Biller, Casey Holland, Mark Sy, Sam Adolskin, Jason Dady, and Darren Arnsdorf going to round out the top 10 there. Actually a tie right here for 11th between Sykes and Young. Let's see who will actually get the tie right here for that. It's going to be whoever's higher in the driver standings. So Sykes listed as 11th there. However, well, take a look at the standings here. Sykes sits in the 10th position in points, and Ben Young sits last in points. So yeah, Nikolai Sykes is going to take that 11th place position handily over the number 6. Another tie down here between Chase Miller and Eli Bright. Chase Miller sits 13th in the standings to Eli Bright's 27th, so Miller is going to get that spot. We'll go ahead and scroll down here, see if there's any more ties to worry about. I do not believe so. We almost actually had a 3-way tie. No, that's 9-3. I read that as something else. So there's the rest of your qualifying standings right there. The bottom 2, Sebastian Kugelon, who blew that engine, he's going to have to go to a backup car. So he will actually qualify 42nd, as he is going to have to go to the backup car, and he is going to be at the rear for this one. Josh King also going to be moved to the back due to having his issues. And anyone else who had issues, we're going to go back, review the tape. Whatever order it happened in, they're going to be moved to the back of the field. So Ethan, what do you think about what we're going to see? Well, obviously with the Cabela's Cup Series race here, but you're going to be in the Scotts Grand National race later. What do you think you could expect?
It's probably going to be caution-free. It's unsure with the drivers with a track like this. I don't think people have read about it on articles, on documentaries, slap shoes especially, but if anything, it's going to be a little tricky to get a hold of, because probably the name is going to mess some people up. They'll think, oh, I can just full throttle it, and then careen into the next guy who actually knows that it's not an actual super speedway, and cause issues there. But we'll never know. The drivers and the cars are a little wonkier than the Cabela's Cup Series, but so far it's working pretty well.
We will see, and I wish you the best of luck here in that Scotts Grand National race here in a little bit. That is going to be right here in about half an hour now. That race, the Academy of Country Music 250, right here, August 28th, 2 p.m. Eastern, right here in 30 minutes here on Freedom Air. And obviously, later on, tomorrow, August 29th, 2020, it is going to be 2 p.m. Eastern, right here, the Cabela's Cup Series race, the Music City 500 here at the Nashville Superspeedway. Should be a good one here in Tennessee. For Ethan Farley, this is Freedom Air. We'll catch you later. Have a good one, guys.